Hi guys, it's Nancy here, and I'm well aware that we are now in December, and I'm sharing Halloween pictures, but that's just how I roll. I have these pictures to scrap, and as everyone knows, I hadn't scrapped recently, so I had lots of Halloween goodies because I just get carried away a little bit at Halloween because everything has skulls on it. It's all so pretty. And as if you've probably watched my channel a bit, you know how much I love skulls. So I have some photos to scrap. As I've said before, I don't normally do much for Halloween, but me and my niece, who is 6, had a Halloween sleepover, and we both dressed up as skeletons. I done her face paint, we done pumpkin carving. It was great fun, and it was so good to do something Halloweeny. So I'm just going to use a mixture of collections. So this background paper I believe is My Mind's Eye, and then I'm using some of the Crate After Dark, and just using a mixture of those. I have quite a lot of skull bits in my stash from different racks and different bits and pieces, so I've pulled all those out as well to try and use those. And I wanted to scrap these 2 photos because they're just great fun. I had this piece of tissue which came in, I think it was like a top or a shoes or something, but I noticed it had like a cool kind of pattern to it, so I thought, yep, I'm gonna keep that. And as always, you try to rip something and then you try and re-rip it so it looks more ripped. Anyway, that's what I was just fussing with there. So now I've got some beautiful stencils. This one was sent to me by Kath Driggers. I'm sure you guys know Kat actually has a store, Cat Scrappery. I can't remember what it's called. That's really bad. It's a US store, but she'd sent me this this year. Some point this year, and I hadn't seen it before she sent it to me, and I love it. And so of course I'm doing my same technique I always do of putting some ink in the background, but this time I'm doing it with this skull stencil, which is amazing. I think I probably just need to sneak skulls into more backgrounds really, because I'm really happy with how it came out. So I just used my black ink to do that, and now I'm just taking one of my favourite circle ones and just using fired brick to put a little bit over there, and I just love how those skulls look. They're so cute, if a skull can be cute. So really happy with how that is, and said it's just adding more of a themey sort of background. I love doing theme layouts every so often, and if I do a theme layout I go OTT theme. I don't hold back. So I'm just using up some little bits and pieces I've got on my desk. I've got a couple of scraps. That's a scrap of wood grain from an older layout. And here are some bits and pieces that I've got. So some of these were die cut for me by Kat. Some of them were from... oh, I can't remember. That's really bad. I've said this before. I'm really bad with my racks at remembering who sent them. That's bad. I apologise if you're watching this, you know you sent that to me. So I've got those. I've also got these tiny little like skull button, and that's from my friend Liz, who I go crafting with. She picked those up for me. So I've popped one of them down as well. I've got some skull tape. I've just gone a little bit skull mad. And my niece and nephew both know I'm skull mad. My nephew gave me like a little bendy straw, drinking straw, which had skulls on, that he got free in one of his magazines because he knew how much I'd love it. So yeah, I've just like chucking loads of bits and pieces at this. I decided to add a little bit of ink to these skulls as well. I do decide though, I don't like how their eyes kind of show through the layers in the background, and I often find this with like open die cuts that it kind of distracts. Sometimes you don't want to see what's underneath, so I do end up covering those up. So I'm just going to pop down my layers, and of course decide I've put things down wrong, so jiggle things about a bit, but I'm eventually happy it is. And because there is that large skull with a glittery moustache at the bottom, I know I'm not really got to add a title or anything because there's a pre-printed title on there. I used to struggle. Oh look, you can see I'm wearing my Christmas jumper to do Halloween scrapping. Oh, I'm just a living contradiction. Anyway, I digress. So because it's got like a pre-printed bit on there, I'm just going to go with it. I'm not going to try and kind of put a title and compete and things on here. So this is where I'm just using some scraps to cover up those eye holes and nose and that, just to cover it up because I didn't want it to show through that weird gap. And I really like how that looks as well. I just used my circle punch just to cut out some more circles from some of the After Dark paper, just because I wanted something just to ground all my layers a little bit. And this is the tape, so I'm just going to be sticking that down. Again, it's just a little bit of spangle and sparkle, because of the sparkly ones, it doesn't probably show up so much here. But I'm just going to go like this, creates another layer. So I believe this may be a Tim Holtz die, this one that was cut out. But yeah, it's so cool, and it goes with the theme. I've done the face paint on my niece, and it looks really good, even if I do say so myself. So these are from the My Mind's Eye collection. I got the collection pack for that because it was in the discount section of Hey Little Magpie, and of course I snapped it up. And that's just going to give me enough to do a little bit of journaling just about what we were doing. I have got a page within my Project Life album, which is a 12 by 12 pocket page layout about our sleepover and everything we done. So there's going to be a couple of layouts that will go alongside that. And I've got a couple more that I probably want to do about Halloween as well. I'm just going to scrap them as well. So I've pulled off one of these badges, and these are My Mind's Eye badges, and they are actual badges, or pins as you guys would call them in the US. They have the pin back on them, which one way excites me because I can wear them on my clothing, and another is really irritating when you're trying to put it on a scrapbook page. So I just hacked at it with my Tim Holtz scissors, which is the only useful them I find because they leave that very annoying perforated edge. If you guys, again, have been watching my channel for a while, you know how much that annoys me. So, again, just looking at this is the Something Wicked, what is it called, packaging. And I've just used my punch just to punch a couple of little bits and pieces out there. I find that's quite a good way of using packaging up as well, which is ridiculous because I have enough paper. But I do like to just, get some use out of the packaging. So I'm just using my small 1-inch stamp there, just to cut a little few bits out just to add some more circles to this layout. Again, I just didn't do loads of embellishment, but I kind of dislike how this cluster works with that skull at the bottom. Yeah, I just like how this came out, and I love that orange. I love the orange of Halloween, it's such a beautiful colour. So I'm probably going to do some layouts where I'm using Halloween collections but not on a Halloween theme. I think that'll be quite fun. So just stamp the dates stamped down there at the bottom as well. And again, I'm using the Chamel date stamp most of the time now because it has the UK way of putting a date. And it just makes me feel better using that. So I don't know what else I'm going to add, if anything. Just adding another circle out of a thing. I think I may add a few more skulls on the background because I ended up covering most of them up, which is something, again, I do so much. But I love these little skulls so much, I decide that I want to add a few more. So that is it for this layout, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all again very, very soon. Bye!